Okay, gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another video. And guys, we got a interesting one that I'm going to talk about today, but I honestly think this discussion is long overdue because I do get a good amount of people on my channel who request information about this all the time. Now, before we get into it, I'm going to say as a disclaimer, if you know me and if you've been around this channel, since my earlier days and stuff like that, the days of like pre-1,000 subscribers and stuff, I had three massively annoying grudges in the game industry that, that bugged me because, they just didn't come out right and I hate the way they were handled. These three things are: number one, Phantasy Star Online 2 coming to the West. Now, granted, we're here in 2021. We got the game on Xbox One last year, but, it was promised for the West years ago. It should have been on multiple platforms years ago. This isn't a game that should have came out at the end of the previous console generation and stuff like that. But you guys know, Phantasy Star Online 2, that was one that really made me angry. Number two, I'm not too mad about this one, but I'm just sick of I'm kind of annoyed with Square Enix and Xbox, just like tiptoeing about this one. I wish they'd come out, and say something. But Final Fantasy 14 on Xbox, that's another one that really, really annoys me. And the third one, and this is the biggest one of all, the Blade and Soul console rumor, and that's the one we're going to talk about today. And I don't even know if it's safe to call it a rumor anymore because the developers have said it in earnings conference calls, investor share meetings, and stuff like that. So I don't even know if you can really call it a rumor anymore. I've covered this. MMORPG has covered this. Saramonin has covered this. Nova DBZ has covered this. GG Reloaded has covered. Everybody and their mom has covered this topic. If you can do a simple Google search on the internet, then Blade and Soul console was supposed to be a thing via the developers. It just never had an official announcement via YouTube trailer or their Twitter or whatever the case may be. So the one thing you probably wonder is, well, where is it? What the hell happened? What's the big deal going on here? Why isn't this game upon us? And one reason I avoid making videos on it and never talking about this topic is I honestly don't know. Over this past weekend, one thing I did is I sat here while I was, editing, working on a few other things, preparing for some projects for this upcoming week. I sat here and I rewatched all of my old Blade and Soul content, all the way to the first crappy one that I did in 2015 around when Onigiri first launched on PlayStation 4. That's right. That's how old this rumor goes back, to 2014, 2015. That's how old this rumor is, guys. It's a 6-year-old rumor that was verified in between the process of those 6 years. And I went through everything, all the leaks I found, information and stuff like that, and I just tried to put into myself, what in the world could have possibly went wrong, with this game or developing and stuff like that. Now, granted, because, there were two specific times Blade and Soul was supposed to come out on console. And according to NCSoft, they had told their shareholders once in 2018, they were expecting it to launch in 2018, and they were expecting it also to launch in 2019. Now, obviously, here we are in 2021. And Blade and Soul is not playable on anything but a phone and a PC. So clearly something went wrong here, or just something hasn't happened yet. Now, I'm going to give you guys my opinion, what I think and stuff like that, but remember, this is all speculation, okay? We have no more facts, and I haven't bothered digging any more on this topic because I'm going to be honest with you guys. It pisses me off. This topic really annoys me, and I feel like crap because, for a while I was covering this heavily, but nothing happened. So as you guys know, the past few years, Blade and Soul has had a I'm not gonna say a ton of drama under his belt, but things have happened. One of the biggest complaints I always hear about Blade and Soul is the game's optimization, or at least from most PC players. Now, me personally, I run a build on a PC that's as follows. I have 16 gigabytes of Corsair RAM. I have a GTX 1660 Ti Overclock Edition, and I have a simple Ryzen 3 CPU. Yes, don't roast me. I know it's time to upgrade the CPU. I get it. But me personally, I run Blade and Soul on my PC. I don't have a ton of, optimization issues. Now, granted, I'm not playing everything on all ultra settings, obviously. I don't run too many MMOs on my PC in those highest settings anyway. But I personally didn't see them. Blade and Soul just kind of reminded me of Terra. And I know Terra needs some optimization. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Blade and Soul's optimization is perfect by any means, but it's definitely not bad enough to where a console port couldn't be considered, especially with Terra, bringing their game out on that was running on the same engine, Unreal Engine 3. But so like I said, to my opinion, I think Blade and Soul could have worked on console. It was a little bit better than Terra's level of optimization, or at least from my experience. I don't know. Everybody's experience is different. Everybody's PC is different and stuff like that. So I can't say that for sure. But when I run Terra on my PC and when I run Blade and Soul on my PC, Blade and Soul runs a little bit better than Terra does on the settings that I pick for these two games. Now, to my opinion, it wasn't bad enough to avoid making a console port. But in the process of that, you guys have to remember that Blade and Soul is also getting a upgrade to Unreal Engine 4. And I believe it was actually Sarah Monin who made a speculation video on this probably about a year or two ago, saying that the developers were probably just waiting to do the console version after they got the engine upgrade done. Which I would say does make a lot of sense, especially, so they could avoid going through what Terra Console has went through. One big complaint about Terra Console has been optimization problems, and they're in the process of working on a next gen upgrade for the game, fixing a lot of bugs and stuff like that. And Terra Console's honestly been terrific since Bluehole took over fully on the game. I've honestly never been happier with it. But the one thing I will say when it comes to Blade and Soul console, I don't think it's canceled. Because, let me tell you something. Your shareholders, investors, and stuff like that, these are the people that invest money and, buy stocks and all kinds of things like that in your company. These are the last people on planet Earth, if you own a business, that you want to lie to or give any type of BS story to. So if NCSoft told these guys that a console version is in the works, there is one in the works. It's just something held it up. Something changed, and something went awry. Now, we can't say it's COVID because COVID just started in 2020. And according to these directors and earnings calls and stuff like that, it was supposed to be a 2018 or even 2019 title on the platforms. There was even me speculating at the time of the possibility that it might even be exclusive to the Xbox platform temporarily because Microsoft and NCSoft had some type of deal going on with some other games and things like that. So I don't know if that's even still in the realm of possibility. But then again, don't be mad at that. Like I said, it was just speculation. And I made that clear in the video. But I personally, I have to go with Sarah Monin's theory of maybe they just want to do the engine upgrade with the console version. It would make the most sense. And I mean, the game developers, I'm sure they've known about these Series X, S, and PS5 capabilities way longer than we have. We just learned about these consoles, a little bit over a year ago. They just got in our hands a few months ago. But developers have probably had dev kits and things for these machines for a long time. Maybe NCSoft already knew what the future had held, and they started saying, well, hey, if we're going to develop for the PS4 and Xbox One, the Series X, S, and PS5, maybe it would be smarter to do this when our engine upgrade is complete. There's a possibility for anything. Maybe, the console version will launch aside the engine upgrade to the PC version. I'm not 100% sure. Honestly, I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't even get my hopes up on that, because it is very rare when you see developers, especially these free-to-play guys, no offense to them, launch a console version right alongside a PC version. Like, even some of the best MMOs out right now that are good at catching things up, their games never launch simultaneously, ever. And even Neverwinter, when that came out, it was PC, then Xbox years later, then PlayStation 4 a couple years later. They're always split down the line. Skyforge, PC, then PS4, then Xbox One later that year, then Nintendo Switch 2 or 3 years later. That's about to come out, here in a day or so. And I don't know, I wouldn't get my hopes up on that, but just to my opinion, guys, I wouldn't assume the game's canceled. It's just, we don't know what their plans are. But with the way they add content to Blade and Soul, I can't picture the game dying anytime soon. But if I had a game that was in that state, I would personally, as those developers, want a way to expand upon it or, increase the player base. And a console version would be the best way to do that. Now a lot of people will say, well, a mobile version could be too, but you got to remember something. With word in the West already that a console version's coming, a mobile version at the start, especially Blade and Soul 2 being a mobile exclusive, you're going to piss a lot of people off more than anything like that. So they're going to need something to supplement that, at least to my opinion. And to my opinion, that would be making the game for console and, of course, the Unreal Engine 4 upgrade for PC. But anyway, guys, let me know how y'all are feeling down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts and everything. I know I've been promising that I wouldn't really make any more videos on this, but I get asked about this so much. It's brought up all the time, especially in a lot of my MMO videos, and a lot of people just want to know. And I figure, the least I could do is put my 2 cents out there. But anyway, guys, like I said, comment below. Let me know how y'all are feeling. Y'all enjoyed this video? Smash that thumbs up button for me. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy Tanek127. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace out. Take care.